Hello and welcome back to my channel, CAD with Jordan. The last video that I updated was practice part 1. Today this is going to be practice part 2. It's a completely different part. It's a bit of a shaft part, but yeah, the first one was received well, and much like in the first video, in this one too, we're going to have a 100% discount code for my Inventor course on Udemy. So yeah, please check that out. The discount code only lasts for a month, so make sure to use it while you get a chance. Anyway, yeah, this is the part that we're going to be doing, and this is the drawing. If you have a chance, then stop the video here, screenshot it, and then open it up in a different window. That way that you're not going to be moving back and forth, and it'll just always be open, and the numbers are all there ready for you. Yeah, make sure that if you are going to follow along, you've done this. That way it's a lot easier. So yeah, take your screenshot, and yeah, let's begin. So to begin with, what I'm going to do, as always, is open up a brand new part, and then I'm going to start my sketch. And if I just take a quick look at the drawing, we can see that it is a 25mm shaft that goes by 650. So I'll just do my 25mm circle right here and do E to extrude, and then I'm going to do it in a symmetrical fashion at 650. And the reason that I did it symmetrically using this button right here is so that when I select my origin plane, it is in the center. You'll see that if I change the extrusion to what it originally was, my origin plane is on the end, and that means that I can't use it as a mirror plane down the line. So yeah, I'm just going to keep that origin plane open for now. And if I take another look back at my drawing, you'll see that I have a 20mm shaft for 100mm of the first end. So what I'll do is I'll come to the end, project my geometry, and then I'm going to put a circle on the same center point at 20mm. Then I'm going to select that outer diameter right there and make sure my extrusion is 100mm in the correct direction with the correct behavior as well. You want to make sure that it's cutting away material. Now I could do that on the other end too, but to be really fast, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to model this end first, and then we'll mirror all of the parts over once we've done just one end, and that means we've only got to do half of the work, which is brilliant. So the next part that we're going to do is the flats on either side. You can see that here on the isometric view. So the flats are 12 across the flats by 50 long. And the way we're going to do that, once again, is through a sketch on the end. I'm then going to project the geometry, and I'm just going to draw in two lines that both run vertically. Now what I'll do is I will extend said lines so that they run into our projected geometry right here, this yellow circle. And the way that I did that is by pressing Shift and X and then holding Shift while you do it. If you don't hold Shift, it just becomes a trim tool, and that's not what we're looking to do here. So now I have my two lines. What I'm going to do is make a dimension between them using the D hotkey, and then I'm going to set that at 12mm. Then from my center point right here, I'm going to come to one of the lines. When this input field comes up, what I'm going to do is select this other dimension, which is called D6, and then I'm going to put in an equation divided by 2, so that this dimension right here is always half of our overall. That way it's always centralized. So now we have the shape that we need. I'm going to use the extrude tool once again, and then I'm going to select the two parts that I want to get rid of. I'm going to cut in, make sure I've got the right behavior or boolean output, and we can see that it wants to be 50mm long, so I'll just change it from 100 to 50, and there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. The last part that we're going to do is this circle right here. So it's an 8mm circle in the center of our flats, 25mm along from the end, and this is pretty self-explanatory. I don't even think that you'd probably need my help with this one, but yeah. So we're just going to put in a circle, and then I might even draw in a construction line using this button at the top here, and I'm just going to put that along the center, and that way I can use my mate constraint found at the top right here and mate the center of our circle to that construction line, and whatever I try to do to move that center of the circle now, it will remain on the center of our part. Lastly, what I'm going to do is use the dimension tool, hotkey D, and I'm going to set this whole 25mm, yeah, 25mm from the end. Obviously we're going to extrude, and then we're just going to go through all, and we're going to cut, and there we go. That is one end done. But we have to do the other end, and like I mentioned before, we're going to be using the mirror tool, hence why we did the extrude like this in the first place. So I'm going to use the mirror tool, and then I'm going to select all of our extrusions at the end here. I find it a lot easier to use the model tree. That way when I'm doing it on the actual model, sometimes you can accidentally click on certain things, as you can see here. And then once I've selected all of my extrusions, what I'll do is right click and go continue, or I can select my mirror plane up here. You'll see that when I press continue, it jumps straight over to the mirror plane, and then I'm going to select our origin plane. And once I press OK, you'll see that everything duplicates onto the other side, and now we have finished our part. So yeah, Hopefully you learned something, hopefully you followed along. Hopefully I didn't go a little bit too fast for you. Thankfully, you can just go back in the video, you know, press the A key or the left arrow key and just jump back a few seconds. But like I mentioned at the start of the video, if you check the link in the description for my course, there's also a discount code in the description, and that ends in 1 month's time. So yeah, make the most out of that. Thank you very much for watching.